Huge thanks to Tom from the Trains Are Awesome channel for his help in making this video possible. Today we're back in America for probably the most anticipated train launch this century, and only 3 years late. Amtrak announced they were looking to replace the original Acela, the USA's only high-speed train, way back in 2014, which were then ordered and funded in 2016 by a $2.5 billion government loan. And 9 years later, the day has finally come when they enter service. Well, tomorrow actually. Today we'll be taking a special pre-launch press train up to New York City. Washington Union Station dates back to 1908 and is an absolutely stunning building. Heading inside to the main concourse, and we are greeted by majestic vaulted ceilings. This really is a spectacular place. There are a few shops and cafes spread around, along with waiting areas, toilets and ticketing facilities. Okay, let's head out to the platforms now and start the Acela-brations. There certainly is some hype around these new trains, with news crews and VIPs from around the country present for this launch party. There is even some giveaway items such as tote bags and journals. Here's our first glimpse at one of the new Acela trains, conveniently parked right next to one of the old ones for comparison.
Jobs across the country were created to build these trains in the United States, and we plan to keep on building them.
I have never seen a project bring together a company with the way this one has.
So we have been able to see how much the power of transformation of the new high-speed corridor.
All that's left to say is, all aboard!
As it's so busy down here, let's head to the far end to get away from the crowds and check out the train in more detail. These sparkling new Amtrak Acela Next Gen or Gen 2 train sets have a power car at each end and 9 intermediate coaches in just 2 classes of travel. One of these is the cafe car, another one is first class, and the remaining 7 are business class, where we'll be travelling today up to New York. There is a maximum capacity of 386 seats per Gen 2 train set, 82 more than the Gen 1 sets, and with 28 of the new trains on order versus 20 of the old ones, the overall capacity gain is huge. These trains are fully electric and have a power output of 7,000 kilowatts and currently a maximum speed of 160 miles per hour. If and when track and signalling upgrades are made in the future, then top speeds can be raised to at least 186 miles per hour. The eagle-eyed of you may note that the profiles of the power cars and coaches don't match, with this ugly bulge between the two. This is because the coaches use active tilt technology to enable cornering at higher speeds, and the power cars do not, but more on this later. Before we board, let's check out today's route. We depart Washington Union Station and head north, calling only at Philadelphia today, before arriving at New York's Penn Station. Boarding is pretty much level from platform to train, with an inbuilt sliding step to bridge any gaps. Ramps are also available if required. First impressions of the new Acela are really quite good. It's bright and airy, and the business class coaches are laid out in a 2+2 configuration with a mix of airline style and bay seating. Luggage can be stored on the stacks at the end of each coach or in this cubby for larger items. There are also overhead racks which run above all seats. The seats are numbered by row and then letter like you'd get on a plane, with the individual ones being identified next to the seat reservation indicators up above or on the headrests of the seats themselves. We depart DC Union Station on time at 10:10 am.
Amtrak's Acela-brations train, the first and historic ride on our next-gen Acela high-speed service from Washington, D.C. to New York City.
The distance from Washington to New York is 223 miles, which is scheduled to take 2 hours and 30 minutes of travel time. Acela tickets have always been known for being quite pricey, however they seem to have gone up even more since I last checked. I searched for tickets from DC to New York on a date 1 month from today, and the cheapest one on a Gen 2 Acela was $263 or $134 on a Gen 1 set, both in business class. Pricing is dynamic, so will rise quite a lot the closer to travel you get. I know this is Amtrak's premium product, however buying tickets for similar distance high-speed trains in Italy or Spain a month in advance, and it would cost a quarter of these prices, and they're true high-speed trains, taking half the time to cover the same mileage. We'll check out the prices of first class when we have a look at it later on in the video, and be ready to have your mind blown. Okay, let's have a look at the seating here in business class, which has a lot to live up to from the excellent seats on the Gen 1 Acela. And they are good, just not as good. The padding and shape is not bad, but only the base reclines using this button on the padded armrests. There is a large winged headrest which also incorporates the reading light. Legroom is good, and there is an adjustable footrest and a drop-down tray table with cup holder on the airline style seats. The bay seating has fixed tables which fold out and have inbuilt cup grooves. Both seating types have storage pockets for the safety card and information on the next-gen Acela sets. Each pair of seats has access to 2 US-style 2-pin power sockets and 2 USB-A ports. It's a shame and an oversight that they didn't fit USB-C ports too. Overall, it's a good product, definitely modernised, but whether it's actually an upgrade on the Gen 1, I'm not so sure. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the train. This was easy to use and very fast. We soon passed non-stop through Baltimore, Maryland's largest city, whose metropolitan area is home to nearly 3 million people. All regular service Acela trains stop here, so it's quite strange not to today. Okay, back on the move, and I think it's time to check out the rest of the train. Here is a look at the wheelchair spaces. They have restraints, tables, power sockets, assistant call buttons and companion seats. Next to every one in the adjacent vestibule is an accessible toilet. These have occupancy displays both in the coaches and on the outside, and all the doors are operated by buttons, including the lock. These were all clean and very spacious and include a baby changing table. Everything worked well and was fully stocked up. Moving on to the cafe, which is located in coach 6. While there is also a trolley service which roams the train, it's nice to come and stretch your legs for a while, and it's quite the hit today because everything is free. Electronic menus can be found next to the counter, or you can scan the QR code. Alcohol and hot meals must be ordered from the friendly staff. However, the biggest change on the Gen 2 Acela is the grab-and-go service. It's not quite live yet, but when it is, you'll be able to get sandwiches, drinks and snacks from these fridges and then check out yourself, so no queuing required. This is a great idea and more trains should implement it in my opinion. There's certainly some lovely train window views on this route too.
Acela says is smoother. It's on a better tilt system than the previous train, so it compensates.
Overall, the ride quality is good, better than the original trains. However, much of the tracks are quite old and still cause quite a few bumps.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving into Philadelphia's 30th Street station.
We have now entered Pennsylvania and are approaching the first and only intermediate stop on today's journey. Philadelphia is the state's largest city, with the metropolitan area home to 6.3 million people, making it the 9th largest in the USA. On departure from 30th Street Station, we see many other Acela Gen 2 sets parked up in the sidings. Initially, 5 sets will go live, with them gradually complementing and expanding existing service and replacing older sets until all 28 new trains are expected to be active by the end of 2027. Now let's go and have a look around first class. The layout is similar but in a 2+1 configuration, with slightly wider seats with fixed armrests and increased legroom over business class.
Ladies and gentlemen,
A complimentary menu of drinks and a meal is served to your seat, or you can always bring your own McDonald's if you prefer. It is really not different enough to justify the price in my opinion, with the cheapest first class fare for travel in 1 month's time on a Gen 2 Acela being $447 and $283 on a Gen 1 set. While these trains are good by American standards, if you want to see the gold standard of high speed today, then check out my video on board China's 400 km/h capable Fuxing CR400 in premium first class. Just click the link above now. Anyway, we are now approaching the end of today's journey as the New York City skyline comes into view in the background, so let me summarise the experience on board the next generation Amtrak Acela high-speed train. Overall, I'll say it's a good upgrade but not game-changing. The extra capacity, modernity and new technologies employed on board are certainly plus points, along with the very stylish designs of the new trains. However, the reduced seat comfort level and absence of proper recline, along with the lack of a true distinction between business and first classes are negative points.
ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we will arrive at our final station stop, New York City's Penn Station.
I also think that it's far too expensive for what it is, and many people will continue to fly, drive, or use the far cheaper Northeast regional train services, which don't take too much longer than the Acela and start from around $30 in standard class, with arguably more comfortable seats and identical lack of complimentary service. We arrive in New York's Penn Station right on time at 12:40 p.m. Have you been on an Acela service, new or old, or on any other trains in the Northeast Corridor before? If so, which ones and on which routes? How did you find them? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks to Tom for his help in making this video possible, and thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.